A couple of you have asked me to show you how I make my cornbread. I think everybody makes it pretty much similar, but for those that don't make it or haven't made it or want to learn how to make it, I guess that's what I'm going to show you now. I use a 12-inch cast iron skillet. Showed you that before. I put 3 little pats of butter in there. It's trying to actually kind of melt on top of the stove top there. And here I mix my dry ingredients. What that consists of is, to fit that 12-inch skillet, would be 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 cup of self-rising cornmeal, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and about 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. You can use less sugar or more sugar, but you won't be able to tell. I think it actually makes the cornbread turn out pretty good. Now, these are my dry ingredients. I've got those already whipped up and ready to go there. And over here, I've taken 2 room temperature eggs and beat those up, 2 large eggs. And let me kind of show you how I do what I do, my methodology, I guess. This on the stick of butter, it shows you about where 1/3 cup is. What I do out on this end, I cut my 3 little pats of butter that I put over in the skillet. Then whatever's left, I just go ahead and put it in little chunks and put it in the microwave, melt it, and get it melted in the little cup there. I will mix these things to that a little bit later. That comes somewhat later in the process. But what I want to do now, I've got my oven preheated to 425 degrees. I will tell you this, you're going to need a handle to pick that thing up with this next go round. I'll sit that in the oven. We'll let that pan get real good and hot for about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes. And the whole pan will get hot. And it'll be ready to do the next step of what we do with the cornbread. I think that's probably a real important part, to get that melted butter down in the skillet. And get the skillet hot too, because it makes the outside edge crispy and all that good stuff on the cornbread. I'll show you a little more in just a minute here. Okay, the cast iron skillet's been in the oven for about 7 or 8 minutes. So we got the butter all melted around. I'm just going to ease it around the edges, get all that covered real. And I have mixed the dry ingredients, added the eggs and the butter, melted butter, with milk. Started out with about 1/4 cup, and I just kept mixing it with a whisk. And you can use buttermilk, by the way, if you'd like. I just use regular whole milk. We want it to look like pancake batter. That works pretty good, as a matter of fact. We're going to put that into the pan. What the spatula's for, we're not going to leave any of it. We're going to get it all. Maybe show you here a little bit. Now you can notice on the outside edge, it's already starting to cook. You can see that. That's from preheating the pan. And that's kind of what makes you a nice edge on your cornbread. That's, I won't spend much time with that. Spread that around a little bit. And this thing's going back in the oven. Now your cooking time's going to vary, depending on your elevation and how your oven reacts and so on and so forth. But, you know, 30, 40 minutes, but I just actually watch it while I'm cooking it until it gets brown on the top. I'll tell you another little trick I do. I'll turn that pan, after it's already been in there 10, I guess 15 minutes or so, I'll start turning the pan one side to the other, so it'll cook more evenly, I guess is the best way. In just a little bit, I'll show you a finished slab of cornbread. Okay, cornbread's about to come out of the oven. I'll cut the oven off. As I told you, I rotated that thing every so often. And put it on the top shelf. That works out good too. Oh my gracious. How about that? Good old cornbread. Now that you've taken it out of the oven, just set it somewhere so that it'll cool down a little bit, and you don't want to touch it. Treat it like an MC Hammer, so can't touch this. because you need to get it down to about room temperature. And I know none of you would take a knife and slice it in your skillet. It's got to come out of that skillet and go on to something else to serve it and slice it. So anyway, that's how Papa Kenny makes his cornbread. It's a simple little thing, and I know so many of you do it. There might be some other twists out there, and that's the good thing about posting something on here. I get other ideas, and I like to read them. All right, now you got your cornbread. God bless you. We love you.